GoForThe2.com. We're talking about a huge matchup, week one. The Georgia Bulldogs and the Clemson Tigers. The SEC versus the ACC. Both teams looking to make some noise in the national championship run. Can they do it? They're going to have to start fast. Both teams going to want this victory. If you're a Georgia Bulldog fan, there is no margin for error. You have to start quick. You open up your season against Clemson and South Carolina, and if you have any chance to make it 8 straight SEC titles, you cannot falter on the road in Death Valley. Clemson, you need to start fast as well. The ACC has very solid teams this year, and if Taj Boyd and Sammy Watkins have any statement game, this is it, week one. Let's talk about Georgia and their offense. They're led by Aaron Murray, their senior quarterback. He's broken a ton of records already, but the key question, as we said before, is when will Aaron Murray have that signature win? He's defeated Florida, but still, that monkey is on Aaron Murray's back. Until he has that signature win to put Georgia over the top, Aaron Murray will not be considered a great quarterback. He's got 2 great running backs, Todd Gurley, Keith Marshall. The Georgia running game averaged 182 yards per game last year. Look for offensive coordinator Mike Bobo to run the football behind a very experienced offensive line. That should open up the play-action passing game for Murray. Take the pressure off of Georgia's offense heading into a very, very tough environment week one. This is not going to be easy for the Bulldogs. When you look at the Georgia defense, as you know, 8 starters lost from that defense. Most notably, John Jenkins, Bakari Rambo, Sean Williams, Alec Ogletree, and Jarvis Jones. I said it before, I think the biggest loss to me is nose tackle John Jenkins. He was 330 pounds plus. He created double teams. That's what allowed Ogletree and Jones to roam free from sideline to sideline. When you look at Clemson, they're going to try and utilize the short to intermediate passing game against a very suspect young Georgia secondary. They're going to play up-tempo. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the Georgia defense. We're going to have to see. Clemson's O-line, very big. They weigh a lot of over 300 each, almost all of them. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the defensive line for Georgia. So when you look at Georgia's defense, though, last season with Jenkins, with Rambo, Sean Williams, Ogletree, and Jones, they gave up 182 yards rushing per game. The Clemson Tiger offense, very underrated rushing the football. They average 192 yards per game. They have a senior running back who is very underrated, played in the shadows of Andre Ellington and C.J. Spiller. Talking about Roderick McDowell, he averaged 5.4 yards per carry. So that's going to be the matchup for Clemson. You're going to want to throw the short to intermediate routes. That should get McDowell going. And who's going to win this matchup, we're going to have to see. Clemson defense. Interior line, very undersized. They're quick, but they're going up against a very experienced SEC offensive line. So if you're Clemson, you need to make some noise. You need to stuff the running game of Gurley and Marshall. I'm not so sure you can do it. You gave up 156 yards per game last season. We're going to have to see. Defensive coordinator Brett Venables, that defense is going to have to gel. They have experience now. They have some athleticism to compete with Georgia, but you're going to have to create turnovers at home. Find a way to create turnovers and feed off of that crowd and start quick. If they blitz and get some pressure on Aaron Murray, they could put some pressure on Georgia. So we'll have to see how this matchup plays out later in the week. I'm going to give you my prediction for this game next week, so stay with me all season long at NCAAblitz.com and GoForThe2.com. I can't wait for next weekend. It's going to be a great weekend, and we're talking about it here all season long.